All right, math lesson, April 16th, 2020. Let's get to it. Fluency. Number 1, Samantha was 39 inches tall when she was 4 years old. She grew 3.4 or 3 4/10 inches in the past year. So this, from the year before. How many inches tall was Samantha when she was 3 years old? So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract. So we're going to have our 39 inches tall. So 39 inches tall. We're going to subtract 3 4/10 inches. Now, when you are subtracting, remember, line up your decimal. 39, we can add our decimal holder, and we can put our placeholder of zeros. Then we can line up our decimal with 3 4/10. We didn't necessarily need this 0 over here, but you can still keep it there if you'd like. Now, when we subtract, 0 minus 4, we cannot do. So the 9 becomes an 8. This 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 4, you get 6. Drop your decimal. 8 minus 3 is 5. And then 3 minus the 0 is 3. So 35 6/10 inches was her height last year when she was 3. That would be your answer. Circle it, star it, make sure you write it on your paper to put in the Google form. Again, when I'm going through this, you can pause it, you can rewind it, whatever you need to do to help you get through this. All right, let's move on to number 2. Select all expressions that have a value of 130 89/100ths. So 130.89. So for A, so let's select all. So we're going to have to do different things here. A, the sum. So sum, remember, means addition. So we're going to add these two numbers. Oop, decimal, line them up. So 45 36/100ths plus 85 53/100ths. Now, 6 plus 3 is 9. 5 plus 3, 8. Drop that decimal. Ooh, sorry, I'm going a little bit off the screen there. Drop the decimal. 5 plus 5 is 10. Going to carry our 1. 8 plus 4 is 12. Plus the 1 is 13. 130 89/100ths. Yay! Bingo, we have 1, but it says select all, so we need to keep going. The difference, remember, difference means subtract, of these two numbers. We are going to line up our decimals. 154 39/100ths minus 23 23 5/10. You can put a placeholder of 0 here if you'd like. 9 minus 0 is going to be 9. 3 minus 5, you cannot do that. So we have to borrow. This 4 becomes a 3. This 3 becomes a 13. 13 minus 5. So you can subtract 13. You take away 5. You're going to get your 8. So you can write that down. Drop your decimal. And then 3 minus 3, you get 0. So put that down. 5 minus 2 is 3. 1 minus 0 is going to be 1. Ooh, 130 89/100ths. Yay! B is also an answer. Let's look at C. So C is the sum. Oops, sum. We know that means plus of these two numbers. We're going to line up the decimal. 25 9/100ths. So 25.09 plus 98 2/10, or 20/100ths. So we're going to put that 0 there. 9 plus 0 is 9. 0 plus 2 is going to be 2. And then we're going to drop our decimal. 5 plus 8, 13. 9 plus the 2 plus the 1 is going to be 12. 123 29/100ths. No, not C. All right, let's take a look at the last one, D. The difference. Ooh, difference means subtract. All right, so when we subtract, we're going to line up the decimals. 165 21/100ths minus 34. Make sure you line up the decimals carefully. And 32/100ths. 1 minus 2. Oh, we can't do that. Here, I'll do a different color to show here. The 2 becomes a 1. This 1 becomes an 11. So 11 minus 2 is going to be 9. 1 minus 3, you cannot do. So this 5 becomes a 4. This 1 becomes 11. 11 minus 3 is going to be 8. Drop your decimal. 4 minus 4 is 0. 6 minus 3 is going to be 3. 1 minus 0 is going to be our 1. 130 and 89 hundredths. Woohoo! D. So A, B, and D are the correct answers here. All right, let's look at our DMR, our daily math review. All right, number 3. Allie has invited 24 adults and 8 children to a cookout. Mo, Allie's best friend, suggests that Allie's seat an equal number of adults and an equal number of children at each table. What is the greatest number of tables Allie could use? Then, how many adults and how many children would be seated at each table? So how many adults and then how many children would be at each table? So first, greatest. We're going to find the greatest common factor. What a concept. So greatest common factor of our 24 and 8. Those are the people, the amounts. 24, 8. We're going to do our factor tree. 24 can break down into, we could do 8 times 3 if you'd like. 8 times 3. 3 is our prime number. Also, as I'm going through these, we have been doing greatest common factor the past couple of lessons. So you can review those videos as well if you are still confused. All right, so 3 is our prime number. So we're going to circle it. 8 we can break down into 4 times 2. The 2 is a prime number because we cannot break it down anymore. 4 we can break it down into 2 times 2. So 2 is a prime number again. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make our little table so that we can match the socks. In order from least to greatest, we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. All right, now 8, we can break it down. 8 is 4 times 2 times. We're doing factors, so that's multiple. So, multiplying. So 4 times 2, the 2 is a prime number. When you break down your 4 would be 2 times 2. Both of those are prime numbers. In order from least to greatest, they're all 2, so we have 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 times 2. Let's match our socks here. They share 2. They share another 2. They share another 2. So what we're going to take is one of each of these matches. So we have a 2, a 2, and a 2. And we're going to multiply them. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So our GCF is 8. So the greatest number of people at each table would be 8. Now, we need to know how many adults and how many children would be seated at each table. So, the adults, we have 24 adults. Well, we're going to take the 24 adults and we are going to divide that by the greatest common factor. So, 24 divided by 8 is going to be 3. So, there are going to be 3 adults at each table. So 23 adults at each table. Now, we are going to look at the children. So I'm going to circle the adults. Now we are going to look at the children. Well, there are, let's see, what color do we not use? Ooh, purple. There were 8 children. So we're going to take the 8 kids and we are going to divide it by the greatest common factor because that's how many tables. So the GCF, the greatest number of tables, would be 8 tables, 3 adults at each table. Now the kids, 8 divided by, the greatest common factor is 8. So 8 divided by 8 is 1. So 1 child at each table. So 8 tables, 3 adults, 1 child. So that's what you have to put there. So I can write down here, 8 tables, 3 adults, and you can put 1 kid. Woohoo! All right, again, you can pause this, you can rewind it, whatever you need to do to help you. All right, let's look at number 4. Let's fit this on the page here. There we go. A college offers a shuttle service from Dickinson Hall or Lot B to its campus quad. Both shuttles first depart their locations at 9:15 a.m. They run from each location to campus and back at the intervals shown. When is the next time that both shuttles will depart for campus at the same time? So the next time starts at 9:15. So the next time that they both arrive, we're going to find the least common multiple here. The first time or the next time that they're going to depart at the same time. So we're going to find the least common multiple of 12 and 9. So every 12 minutes from the shuttle from the hall, and every 9 minutes for the shuttle from lot B. So 12 and 9, we're going to find the least common multiple. Now, multiples, remember, when you have multiples, 12 is a multiple of 12. That's 12 times 1. Then we have 24, and then 12 times 3. If you don't know what that is, you could do it on the side. I will help you out here. It's 36. And then we'll have 48, and so on. Don't be afraid. You can write it out on the side, whatever you need to do. 9, multiples of 9. Let's see. We have 9, and then 18. Woo, almost wrote that wrong. And then we are going to have 27, and then we're going to have 36. Oh, 36 is going to be our least common multiple. So 36 minutes. It's going to go in 36 minutes. So what you need to do from 9:15 is when they first start. So 9:15 a.m. And then it's going to be going in 36 minutes. So what we need to do is we're going to add 36 minutes to this. So 6 plus 5 is going to be 11. 3, 4, 5, and it's going to be at 9:51 a.m. So that is your answer, 9:51 a.m. Now, make sure you pay attention to the start time, and then you're going to add your least common multiple. Alrighty, let's take a look at number 5. Yay, distributive property I see here. Number 5, we're going to select a box to match each expression on the left to its equivalent expression up on the top here. So when we have these, 4 times the quantity of 3 plus 8, what we're going to do, remember, we can circle this outside one, 4 times 3, and then plus, remember, keep the symbol, plus 4 times 8. So what is 4 times 3? 12. So, here's a 12, here's a 12. Now, 4 times 8, is it 32 or is it 30? Well, 4 times 8 is going to be 32. So this is the box that you are going to check. So in this one, you can just put, we're going to put, let's write A. I'll do this here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. All right, so the first answer, you're going to put B in your Google form. You'll put B. All right, let's look at the second one. 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. We're going to keep our plus. What is 6 times 5? That's 30. So 12 plus 30. Oh, here it is, H. So that's your box you're going to check. So B and then H. And then the last one, 3 times 3 is going to be 9. Plus 3 times 7 is 21. Oh, right here, I. So B, H, and then I. Those are the only 3 things you will have to type into the Google form. So that's going to be your answer. Don't worry about writing all this out. Just write B, H, and I. You're perfect. All right, again, pause, rewind, whatever you need to do. I'm going to move on so we don't take forever. All right, now, when we look at our air practice, we are going to look at number 6. The first one, we're going to look at some integers here, which are our numbers. Number 6, Leah's exploring underground caves. She's currently 35 feet below sea level. So if she's below sea level, the table is going to show the other caves that she can explore. Which of these caves, cave 1, 2, 3, or 4, will bring Leah closer to sea level? So she's currently 35 feet below sea level. So she's minus 35 feet. So if we have this cave and it's going down here, she's at 35 feet. So she's at minus 35 feet. Now, if you keep going further down, you're going to get further down. So you're going to have like negative 40, negative 45, and then it'll be 70 down, all the way down here. There'll be a break. Oh my goodness. And then as you get closer to the top, you're going closer to zero because ground level is going to be 0. Ground level is 0. So, negative 70, that's further than where she's at. She's at right here. She's right here at 35. Negative 70, cave 4 is going to be lower. Negative 40 is going to be also deeper, further away from sea level. 35, that's where she's at right now. Negative 25, so she's going to be 25 feet below sea level. Oh, yeah, she's going to come up a little bit. So 25 will be a little closer to 0. So our answer here is going to be cave 1. So it's going to be A. Your answer there is going to be A. All right, again, you can pause, rewind, whatever you need to do. Number 7. So think of this one, number 6, as a number line. So the further away from 0, if you have a number line here, 0, when you go down, you're in the negatives. We'll say negative 5 there. When you go up, you'll be in the positive. Woohoo! So 0, think of a number line, just like her levels of her distance from sea level in the caves. All right, let's look at number 7. Consider the list of, let's fit on the page. Consider the list of numbers in this table. Which number line correctly represents the values given in each table? All right, so we're going to look at this table. Let's see all the values. Let's figure them out. So I see 2 lines here. Remember, these 2 lines on each side of a number is going to mean absolute value. Absolute value is always positive. Always positive. So the positive of 4, or the absolute value of 4, is just going to be 4. So I'm going to write that on the side just so I know that A is going to be 4. This one doesn't even have absolute value, so this value is just negative 1. Negative 1. C, the absolute value of negative 6 is just going to be the positive of that number. So it's going to be the positive version of, so what's the positive? Negative 6, oh, 6. Absolute value is always going to take the positive of the number, of the value, and it's going to be 6. And then we just have a regular number 3 here. So now we have A is going to equal 4, B is going to equal negative 1, C is going to equal 6, and D is going to equal 3. All right, so let's see. A should be at 4 on the number line. Is A at 4? Yep. All right, A at 4. Oop, yep. Is A at 4? Oh, A's at negative 4, so we can cross out C already. A's at 4 here? Yep. All right, let's take a look at B. Is B should be at negative 1. So B, when we look at the table, negative 1 is on the left of 0. B is not there. We can cross out A already. So now we're down to B and D. B is going to be at negative 1. Yep. All right, and then B down here is going to be at negative 1. Yep. All right, now we're still down to 2 tables. Let's take a look, or 2 number lines. C is going to be 6. So C is going to be at positive 6. Oh, this is at negative 6. We can cross that out. So yes, we can say D is our answer, but let's double check. Is D at 3? Yep, D is at 3. And then C is at positive 6 because the absolute value of negative 6 is 6. Yes, indeed. So D is our answer here. Bingo, bingo. All right, again, pause, rewind as you need. Let's take a look at the last one, 8. Given the inequalities. So remember, inequalities, we have less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, those symbols. Given the inequalities, negative 10 is less than 7, and 5 is greater than negative 12. Which of these statements is correct regarding the numbers in the inequalities? So we're going to look at these numbers. Of these 4 numbers, so they're not even saying anything about the inequalities anymore. They're just looking at the numbers in the statements. So of the 4 numbers, negative 10, 7, 5, and negative 12, it says negative 12 is the farthest to the right on a number line. Let's make a number line down here. I'm going to put a number line. I'm going to just make it on this line. You can put it on a line in your notebook, whatever you want to do, or watch the video. So I'm going to put 0 here. And then I'm going to go, maybe I'll go by, since it goes up to, I'll go by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. -2, -4, -6, -8, -10, -12. All right, so here's -12. We're going to plot -12 on the number line. -12, we plotted that. I'm going to plot 5 on the number line, +5. So 0, we went 2, 4, 6. So 5 is going to be right here. It's going to be 5 on the number line. Plotted that. Let's take a look at 7. Whoop, here's 6. Here's going to be 7 on the number line. Plotted that. And then, what color did I use? We'll do orange. -10. So -2, 4, 6, 8, -10. Ooh, sorry, I had a hiccup. -10 here. So of these 4 numbers, I plotted that. -12 is the farthest to the right on a number line. -12. Ooh, no, that's on the left. It's not on the right. So not A. Of the 4 numbers, -12 is the farthest to the left on the number line. It is. Let's double check our other answers though. Of the 4 numbers, -10 is farthest to the right on a number line. -10, no, not to the right because we have that 7 over here. Nope. Of the 4 numbers, -10 is farthest to the left. No, we figured out -12 is farthest to the left. So our answer here is going to be B. So B is our answer for number 8. Again, pause, rewind, whatever you need to do. Have a wonderful day.